Good evening. I'm very sorry to interrupt you from your dinner. I am Emmett Fitzgerald, and I am the incoming director of one of the Garrison Institute's programs, the Contemplative-Based Resilience project for humanitarian aid workers. I was an aid worker. I began in 2005 working on medical emergency relief programs in Central Democratic Republic of Congo. And I spent a couple of years in Haiti after the earthquake with the UN, and I recently got back from Nepal working with the UN after the earthquake there. The reason that I am in New York rather than doing that is because I was a beneficiary of a program that was created by the Garrison Institute, and in fact was the program that Deanna Rose ran and was the director. So I'm coming into some very large, intimidating, small shoes, but intimidating shoes. I came back from Haiti broken in ways I can't really describe when you have 2 or 3 minutes and you don't want to disturb everybody's evening. The work of humanitarian aid workers takes a toll. And I was lost in the wilderness for about 18 months, and a friend told me about the Garrison Institute's program. I went and found a program that Deanna had co-designed with one of your honorees tonight, Sharon Solsberg. I had the extraordinary privilege of having my first ever meditation practice lesson from Sharon Solsberg, so start at the top, you know. And the project helps humanitarian aid workers to bring resiliency into their lives in order to be able to continue to be passionate, to be aware, balanced, and continue to be connected to their work, their values, and the reasons they got into the program in the first place. I want only to share one little thing before I sit down, which is that I have spent the week, I have not even started my job yet. I start very soon. But I couldn't miss the opportunity of spending this week at the Institute. And there were 25 aid workers who came in for 4.5 days, 6 people from Médecins Sans Frontières, a few from the International Rescue Committee, and other wonderful organizations. And I have watched over 4 days as the veneer, that hard shell that you have to have when you do some things like work in a refugee camp or work on the Syrian border, as many of these people that I was just spending the week with do. And I watched as they came in hardened and thinking that any kind of show of vulnerability would be a signal and a sign that they weren't up for the job and able for it. And watching them find a safe space, watching them find this beautiful place in which they were trusted and taught skills and taught to be gentle with themselves. I watched as people broke down in tears in front of total strangers that they'd met hours earlier. I watched as people talked about thinking that they were the only ones who had ever felt like they ran out of empathy, ran out of compassion. And this afternoon, I came straight here from them all heading off out into the world, some of them Ethiopian nationals heading back, saying, I never knew that the world could be, honestly, one of them said, I just didn't know that this is the most beautiful place I've ever been. The most beautiful place I've ever been. There was this huge group hug at the end, and people were in tears, and they said, this has been transformative, and this is the program that Deanna and Sharon built. And so when I say I'm intimidated to take it over, I mean it. But I'm honored to take it over, and I can't believe the privilege it is to take it over. I was being thanked today, and I felt like I didn't do anything. And I wanted to thank everybody in this room who contributes to making this work possible. I wish each of you could have stood in the room and watched as these people said over and again for an hour and a half as we fed back at the end of this session, people in tears saying, this has been utterly transformative for me. One of them said, this is verbatim, this has been completely transformative for me. I got back 3 weeks ago from mission, and I've been walking like a zombie through occasions with my family, through all the things that I thought I wanted to come back. I go to South Sudan next week, And I'm actually looking forward to it, Emmett. I want to go, I want to bring these tools of meditation and yoga, and mindfulness, and vulnerability and love, and bring them back and share them with my colleagues and show them that you can do this job and not have to harden yourself against the difficult things you're seeing. So I couldn't be more grateful to everybody in this room for the contributions you make to this underfunded notion that carers need care. I couldn't be more grateful, and I look forward to meeting you all. Good evening.